Hey, hello, Jenny Funkmeyer here, Parallel University. You have stepped through a portal in time and space into a reality that is not only physical, but it's also energetic. That is what I teach here at Parallel University. It's parallel to the physical reality. Energetic reality goes like this and parallel to the physical reality. Okay, today is a technique. I teach spiritual science. I also teach life science. This is a life science technique. The technique is called This is a Thought. I used to have depression, not that I don't have depression, I still have it, but it's really cured. I have depression, and the depression doesn't get me down anymore. I still want to kill myself sometimes, but I don't. I know how absurd it is, even as I'm thinking it. That's cure. Depression is not going to go away, but it doesn't hurt me. That is what I call cure. To take medication is good. To meditate is definitely good. All kinds of things you do to get out of your depression is good, and I have tried them, except taking drugs. I've never taken drugs. Well, what am I talking about? I smoke marijuana. I got stoned, I got drunk for 10 years straight. So I've taken my own type of herbal remedies. I just haven't taken any chemical remedies. But I'm a person with tremendous mood swings, and I have depression. It's just ever since I have been really working hard on this technique, this is a thought, less and less, my depression, the time that I'm depressed is shorter and shorter. And while I'm depressed, I know I'm depressed. That makes the whole difference. A person who does not know she is depressed is a completely different person from a person who knows she is depressed. What's the difference? It's in the knowing. When you know you're depressed, you're no longer a depressed person. So what are you? You're a person who knows you're depressed. And that makes the whole difference. Now, I could tell you this till my face turned blue. It's not going to make any difference in your life. You can't just listen to this and just say, oh wow, that's really cool. You have to do it. Do it is the key. This is like a mantra. This is something you just do 24/7. It's a game between you and your mind. So how does it work? Every thought, every single thought, in the beginning, the more thoughts you catch, the better. You just follow up on that thought by saying, oh well, that's a thought. This is a thought. Oh wow, this is another thought. This is a thought. Everything. In the beginning, as much as possible, as much as you can stand it, as much as you can remember. Sometimes you get really tired, especially in the beginning. You would do it for a few minutes and you're like, no, you do it to a few thoughts, 3-4 thoughts, and you're like, oh, you give up. Because it's really a game. You play with you and your mind, and you kind of have to, like any game, like any exercise, you have to build up your muscles. So in the beginning, it's going to kind of take a while. In the beginning, as much as you can, any thought that goes by, just you're like drinking tea, you're like That's a nice cup of tea. That's a thought, right? So you follow that with, that's a thought, and that's it. You just let it go. You don't criticize it. You don't judge the thought. You don't try to get rid of the thought. You don't try to tell yourself that's a bad thought. That's a good thought. All those are thoughts. All those are thoughts. You just follow each thought with a very, very simple mantra. This is a thought. So you're like going about your day. Your mind is thinking, and you are going, this is a thought. This is a thought. Well, okay. This is a thought. This is a thought. Right? It's kind of, you have to begin with just about any thought. Good thought, bad thoughts, small thoughts, big thoughts, doesn't matter. It could be like, oh, I should call so and so. This is a thought. I should buy some dinner for tonight. I don't have any dinner. This is a thought. Not that I should, oh, I have a lot of work. I better start working right now. This is a thought.
Jenny?
I'm so ugly today. This is a thought. I'm really pretty today. I'm doing really good today. This is a thought. That's it. You don't go, don't follow it up. Don't say, don't think this thought. So once you say, well, I'm really tired today. I think I should rest. This is a thought. And then just move on. Move on. You may rest or you may not or whatever. You just move on. Continue your day. That's all. That's all. That's the technique. That's the technique. Don't forget. You're not there trying to stop the thought. You're not there trying to change yourself. You're not judging what you are thinking. None of that. You're not getting involved with the thought. You're just calling a spade a spade. This is a thought. That's it. The magic will happen on its own. Believe me. You have to try it because this is so magical. It worked. It worked on me. Totally, it worked. I can stand here and tell you it worked. What it worked, how it works, I don't know. But I am receiving the benefits of doing that for a long time now. I've been doing this for a long, long, long time. So I received the benefit. Let's talk about the benefit. Like I said, I still have depression. I still have mood swings. I'm still as bad or good a person as I ever was. But my depression just don't get me anymore. It doesn't like just grab me and like get me down and like none of that. Way, way, way better. I dare say there's very little depressions anymore, although I still have them. I look forward to a day that like I would go stretch months at a time not depressed. But I think depression is kind of human. Depression is good sometimes because, excuse me. My cough's getting a lot better. Yeah, it is getting a lot better. Where was I? Believe me, as I'm doing this lecture for you, I'm going, oh, well, that's a thought. That's a thought. I'm still doing it. It's kind of an underlying thing. It's just all the time, like, that's a thought, that's a thought. Ah, my depression. Yeah, my mood swing. Yeah, depression. The depression, I'm now receiving the benefit from my depression, not the bad things from my everybody knows depression is no good, but I'm receiving the benefit of my depression because I get kind of slow, and I know I'm depressed, so I take care of myself. I stop my work as much as I can. I don't, get on my own case. I rest. I may eat some ice cream. I go out. I'm like, I'm overworked. I think it's time to go on a journey, to travel. Like if I see more and more depression coming, it's like I'm getting the message that I'm spiritually depleted and I need rest. So like my depression is telling me things. That's a cure for depression, because when I am able to receive the benefit, the message from the depression, that's the cure of the depression, right? It's not hurting me, it's helping me. That's a cure. My depression is not hurting me, it's curing. It's helping me. It's a cure for depression. Spot habits. That's a great benefit. Now, what is a habit? A habit is something you do over and over again that you don't know you're doing anymore. Anything you know you're doing, like smoking cigarettes, I'm smoking another cigarette, I know it. That is a habit, but that's not the kind of habit I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that is so natural to you, you just kind of do it. That's the kind of habit that really drives you. You are those habits. You just don't know it. For example, very naturally, you will catch yourself like, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. I better buy a birthday present because I'm her best friend. Now, that whole line of thinking is a habit. Do you spot the habit here? I am her best friend, therefore I must buy her a present at her birthday. Who says? Why do I think like that? So you catch that thought, you're like, that's a thought. Very automatically you started thinking, well, wow. You're starting to see the underlying programming that runs you. Left, right, this way, that way, go over here, go over there. Like all these habits are programs. It's like a computer that's been run rampant by the programs. All the apps are running the computer instead of the spirit running the computer, running you. I know I'm kind of... That's a thought. I talk in roundabout ways sometimes. That's a thought. And then after I say that's a thought, I'm like, do I talk in roundabout ways? Yeah, I do. And I continue talking roundabout ways. But again, a person who knows, I'm a person who knows I talk in roundabout ways, is not a person who talks in roundabout ways. I'm a person who knows I talk in roundabout ways. Sometimes what I say is kind of difficult to understand, but sometimes the way I explain things is just makes it much more convoluted. So I know that's me. That's me. And if I know, that means you know. That also means that helps you in understanding me, right? That's what knowing, that's why knowing is good. So again, you will spot these underlying habits that is completely invisible to you. Things like duty, obligations, mindsets, big things. They're kind of grids that are on your head. They were taught to you invisibly. You breathe the air of, for me, a Chinese person. Then when I came to America, I'm an American person. You know, those programs, they come out as habits that runs me. After I say this is a thought for a while, I start to see those programs. And of course, when I see them is when I can keep them or let go of them. I don't have to let go of habits that I don't want to let go. I don't have to let go of thinkings that I don't want to let go. Certain mindset I do like I'm a beautiful woman, I'm forever young. Why not? Why can't I think like that? So when I see my mind go, oh, you're a beautiful woman, you are forever young, I said, this is a thought. And then I sort of stop for a minute. I'm a beautiful woman, I'm forever young. Sure, go for it. So that's good. And that's how you use this as a thought. You spot the habit, and then you can either change it or you can keep it. And sometimes you don't even have to change or keep it. You just kind of know it. Knowing makes all the difference. That is the beginning of freedom. Freedom is not money, it's not time, it's not opportunities or perspective or any of those things. Of course, that's freedom, that gives you freedom. But true freedom is in your mind. Who you are, that's the freedom. The freedom to be the real you. Not all these programming, not all these depression and joys, like even happy thoughts. I'm great, I'm so happy today, that's a thought. I'm really shit, man, that's a thought. I'm going good, my career is amazing, that's a thought. My career is shit, man, it's really good, that's a thought. My husband is a horrible guy, that's a thought. My husband's a great guy, that's a thought. Without doubt, you're beginning to sense a freedom, and you're beginning to sense the real you. You are not your mind. You are not your mind. What your mind thinks is not you. This is a very difficult one to understand because we were taught, this is the prevailing thought of the last 500 years. I am, I think, therefore I am. You think, therefore you are. No, wrong. In the parallel university, you are not your mind. You are not your thought. The real you, who are you? You are intuition. You are inspiration. You are synchronicity. You are good fortune. You are a happy child. That's it. What's that? What's an intuition? Can you plan for an intuition? Can you think up an intuition? Can you say, I have no, intuition comes up, and you're like, wow, that's an intuition. Inspiration, suddenly you cease by some incredible idea, some inspiration. You listen to someone talk, and this person is so inspiring. You are inspired. Does any of this thing need your mind? Are they a thought? No, intuition is not a thought. You can't think it up. Inspiration is not a thought. You cannot think it up. It just comes to you. It just is you. When you're inspired, you just inspire. You like go. You don't have to sleep. You don't have to eat. You do a million things in a very short time. That's inspiration. That is you. That is who you are. Not the planning and the plotting. That's necessary too. Some inspiration is so overriding, it's so amazing that it takes a lot of organization for a lot of people. But then if you're bogged down, you realize you're thinking too much. You're losing your inspiration. You gotta like go for your inspiration and say, well, okay, that's a thought. And go back to the basic. You are not your thought. You are your inspiration. Your synchronicity start to happen without you planning too tight gripping too tight on this is how things should work because this is what I say. That's a thought. That's a thought. That's a thought. Because things work much better if you let go of all the thoughts and let synchronicity do the planning. Sometimes you have to do some planning. Please use your common sense and don't twist my words and say, oh, let go. Doing nothing now. Forget it. I'm inspiration, intuition. I'm sitting here waiting for my intuition to hit me and waiting for inspiration, and synchronicity would just, good luck, good fortune would just drop through the ceiling and hit me in the head. You know what? It actually works like that sometimes. It actually works a lot of time like that, but sitting around is not so good. That's a thought. I still think, well, okay, sitting around is not so good. That's a thought. So I must say, for me, sitting around is really boring. Waiting for synchronicity to hit my in the head, that's really boring to me. I can't stand it. I'm a person with ADD. I like to do things from one thing to the next thing, to busy, 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 busy. I'm a busy bee all day long. This is a thought, this is a thought, busy, busy, busy. So, that's a thought. Sitting around is no good, that's a thought. Sitting around is no good for me now. Now, that's a thought I can keep. Sitting around is no good, it's a thought I will not keep. Bing! Sitting around doesn't work for me, that's a thought I'm going to keep. That's how this is a thought works. Okay? I just demonstrated to you. So, the real you is always with good fortune. If you don't think about things too much, you will see that everything in your life is actually working really well, actually going really, really good, because that's how God intended our life to be. God intended our life to be good, just going from good to good to good to good. And the mind, it's always giving you caution. It's always saying, can't be that good. That's just too good to be true. Ah, that's a thought. Too good to be true. What's true? Huh? What does the mind know what's true? The mind doesn't know what is true. Truth is, who knows? Truth is, depends. It's really a big subject. Let's just say that's a thought. And just leave it at that. So some thoughts is like, I go, well, that's a thought. And I just leave it. Because it's like, whoa, that's beyond me right now. And I said, that's a thought. And then I'm like, yeah, it's beyond me right now. And then I just go to do a new thing. And that's how I'm kind of. So, a telephone came in and knocked me out of the live stream. And then now I'm back. So, in case this is part 2 of the last block, in case it got knocked off, I want to say this is a lecture on a technique that cures depression, spot habits. Is called This Is a Thought. So, I'm at this point that a lot of time I'm kind of a happy, childlike person. Because I really don't think that much. Like, this is a thought had kind of stopped me from being too complex. A lot of times, complicated thinkers are valued in our society, and innocent, childlike people are not as valued. That's a thought. That's a thought. That's what I think. That's truly is the thought that I have. And I say, sometimes I go up, you know, I look at people like Noah, Yuval, Harari, Jordan Peterson, you know, eminent thinkers, Einstein, like movers, shakers, thinkers. And I'm like, well, I'm just a kid. I keep thinking this is a thought. I'm kind of happy though. I wonder if they're as happy as me. That's a thought. I'm okay being a child. That's a thought. Okay, well, anyway, I mean, after a while, I just kind of give up. My mind just give up thinking, because it's almost like the mind is it's a spoon and try to pick up water, but then I poke holes in the spoon and it became a sift. So the water, the thought just can't stay. It starts to just kind of seep out. I mean, I totally undermine my own thinking. God knows, man, if I'm a highly successful person in life, I'm going to continue to be a highly successful person in life, then this works, right? You just have to, you don't have to listen to what I say, you have to just kind of look at my life. My life is pretty happy, pretty successful. And I think because of that, I think this works well for me. So, okay, there are some drawbacks. There's some drawbacks, and we're getting to talk about drawbacks. It's the first drawback, I guess maybe it's just me, I freak out. I'm like, freak out. I'm like, oh my God, I have a straw, my brain is stuffed full of straws. I can't put two thoughts together. I keep undermining my own thought. Oh my God, I'm getting Alzheimer. I can't. I'm supposed to do like mind games to keep my mind really tight and focused, and instead I do the opposite. Maybe I'm getting Alzheimer. I don't remember a lot of stuff. Actually, forgetting things, it actually is not true. I forget unimportant things, things that don't matter anyway. Important things, I have a really good memory for. Things that I want to remember, I don't forget. Things that I don't even, it's the kind of stuff that I don't even know what they are, that I don't remember. Those are the things that freak me out. What don't I remember? What did I forget? I don't know what I forget. I forget. That's the freak out. Things that I know I forget, that doesn't matter, right? I know I forgot someone's phone number. Hell, just look it up. I don't know what's the capital of Portugal? Lisbon. Just look it up. So, those are things that I know I don't know. It's the things that I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I don't remember what I don't remember that I don't remember. That's the things that cause me to freak out ever since I started doing This Is a Thought. Feeling of falling, a very, very palpable feeling of just nosedive, down the cliff, going nowhere, just falling. Yeah, it's a physical sensation. Sometimes it's so scary that I'm shaking like that, and it's not even a thought. I'm just shaking, I'm falling, I'm feeling like, it's a freak out, it's a freak out, it's a freak out. Maybe that's anxiety attack, that's what it is. That's an anxiety attack. So sometimes, because I do This Is a Thought so much, because the mind is kind of nice, it helps me feel I'm a great person, everything is in control, everything is warm and fuzzy. And when I kind of deconstruct that warm and fuzzy feeling, there's a freak out. There's a scary feeling. I suffer intense self-attack. I say this is a thought, and my mind goes back, oh yeah, it's a thought, huh? Are you sure you're not suffering Alzheimer? Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, I'm not supposed to answer my mind. I'm supposed to say, that's a thought. That's a thought. Oh, really? That's a thought. That's what people with Alzheimer's say. Oh, that's a thought. No. I think you should really look into this. It's kind of getting very strange. That's a thought. No, you're losing your mind. That's a thought. You see? The thinking is just attacking me, intensely attacking me, and it's really smart. It knows how to attack me. It just knows exactly what button to push on me. It's my mind. It's been living with me for a long time. Ever since I was born, it really knows me well. And because my mind knows me so well, it really knows how to push my button. And I keep saying, this is a thought, this is a thought, and not getting engaged with it. I don't know. People like to have answers. And when you say, I don't know, people get just not happy with you. They're like, what? Are you coming to the party next Saturday? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Are you working? No, I'm not. So are you coming? Aren't we best friends? Well, yes, but I still don't know. I have to, wait. Why? I don't know. You coming? I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's a very unsatisfying answer to people. And you just have to stand your ground. You just have to say, I don't know, over and over again. Other people, especially your loved ones, get really annoyed with you because you're no longer thinking that much. And you just kind of sitting there smiling. And they're like, oh my God, Mom has really changed. I don't know what happened to her. Sometimes I'm just sitting there. There's not a thought in my mind. No thought. I'm just sitting there. What are you doing? I'm sitting. What are you thinking? I don't know. Nothing, really. Just kind of sitting. It's interesting. There's lost opportunity. There's brackets on that opportunities. My mind is very good at telling me, oh, you lost that opportunity. You should have showed up at 11 o'clock and you didn't go, and then, they're not going to consider you anymore. And I'm like, that's a thought. And then I just have to say, well, I guess so. I just have to understand that maybe I didn't want that job anyway because I didn't show up. But what I lost in the long run after a few years of doing this was not things that I want. Things I want, my life is kind of automatically going in the direction that I want to go. So maybe all those opportunities that seems to be lost on a given day were just thoughts that were lost, or self-attack that didn't materialize, It was like, yeah, you lost that opportunity, you lost that friend. And sometimes it's true, some friends you lost because you didn't show up. And friendship just kind of fizzle away. But new people showed up. Maybe I'm just changing. This is a thought is changing me in a very profound way. I slow down and I don't do as much. Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It really depends. I think I do a lot more the things I want to do, and I don't do a lot of things that I don't want to do. I still bake a lot of cookies. In fact, way more cookies than I ever baked. I still, I travel just as much. I'm now making, you know, daily videos. I mean, I'm doing a lot. So slow down. I have slowed down and don't do as much. That's a thought. That's a thought. Okay, let's talk about things that you should be aware. It's a persistent battle of will. I call it a game between you and your mind, 24/7. Do it 24/7. It's really a persistent battle. It's really something that you have to persist. You have to just hang on to it. That's why I call it a mantra. You just say, this is a thought, this is a thought, and just keep going. Keep going. You just, this is a thought, this is a thought, this is a thought. You know, you just kind of keep going. If you start doing it, you will find your own way of how much or how little you should do and how long you can stand it and how your life is changing. Your life is your art. Your life is the most beautiful piece of artwork you are creating. So, you know, don't take my word for it. Give it a try. Give it a try for a few days. Give it a try for a few weeks. Keep going. If you see benefit, I'm telling you, it really helped me. So be persistent. Just be persistent. I mean, this is going over years. This is the long haul. This is not just like today, tomorrow, and you may not see any benefit for a long time. But I guarantee you, you will see something very enlightening. And intuition and inspiration and synchronicity will hit you. And one day you'll just like, hey, my life is going really well. That's a thought. That's a good thought. I like that. Good fortunes are just happening around me. Childlike, you know, you have to go the long distance. This is the long haul. This is for the rest of your life. This is not just like a few days, a few weeks. This is not a tiny job. This is a big thing. This is your life. Oh yeah. You think therefore you are? No. You are not your mind. Don't forget that. You are not your mind. Tricks and treats. Your mind tricks you because it really knows how to talk to you so that you believe it. It really pretends to be you. It pretends to be you so much that you believe, oh, I'm my mind. It tricks you and it gives you treats. I'm better because she is wrong and I'm right. And I'm a forgiving person. That's a thought. I'm better than her. That's a thought. She's better than me. She's really a very successful person and I'm not. That's a thought. Oh well. Never mind. You know, just like that. Beware of tricks and treats that your mind feeds you. You are not your mind. You are these things. Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. You see, isn't that the thing? Our mind wants us to forget that. Our mind wants us to think I am my mind. So when I say don't forget, like my mind's like, I'm gonna forget it. It's a paradox, man. I got this thinking thing in my head that's talking to me all the time, pretending to be me. It's a paradox, and I want it to remember something for me, to remind me that I'm not it. It's so convoluted. It's so funny. It's such parallel universe thinking. And this is not a thought. Plans, goals, schedules, orders, law, all those things are the mind. For sure, that's the mind. Making plans, making goals, making schedules, law and order. That's the mind. Whereas the real you is intuition, inspiration, synchronicity, good fortune, happy, and childlike. It's completely different from law and order, scheduling. So our entire society is kind of built in such a way that it doesn't behoove you to be like this. It's much better if you kind of think your mind is you. And that's what our entire history is made of. So since 2012, my teachers, who are the ascended human ancestors, those are my teacher. If you don't want them to be your teacher, that's fine. I think they are human beings, ancestors. Ancestors means the people who have come before us. The people who have come before us, excuse me, who has ascended into the higher dimension, who is still here trying to help me, who is their children, because they're my ancestors. I have my spirit guides that are constantly talking to me, and this is one of the things that they have taught me, and it reminds me of a story. I want to tell you a story called Jump Off the Pool. I was afraid of diving off the pool. I could never forget diving off the diving board. I can't even jump off the side of the pool. I have to kind of ease myself down. I swim. I don't swim very well. Probably get tired real easily, but I do swim. So it's not the fear of swimming, and besides a swimming pool, you know, so every time I would go to jump, my mind would go, huh? Nope. I'm scared. No, you don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't want to do that. You know, I go up to a pool, I want to jump. You know, everybody's jumping in. They look like they're having fun, and I'm like, I want to jump. Nope, you don't jump. I'm scared. And for years and years, up till I'm 55 years old, for 55 years, I believed my mind, I'm scared of jumping and I'm not going to jump. So I believed the fear in me. And one day, I just go, no, you don't want to jump. That's a thought. No, you really don't want to jump, right? You never wanted to jump. 55 years, you're not jumping. I was 55 years old. Dang, I skipped. See, that's a thought. I skipped the fact that I'm telling you that this is a story of me jumping off the pool. I was 55 years old. I have never jumped off a pool, but I've always wanted to. And so one night I was standing by the pool and I really want to jump, and I was having a battle of will with myself, with my mind. And my mind tells me, nope, 55 years you don't jump, so now you don't want to jump either. I said, but that's a thought. No. There's no fun jumping. That's a thought. Well, you're going to have water in your nose and you're going to feel bad. That's a thought. It's true. I kind of want to try it. No, you don't want to try it. That's a thought. I mean, I was just standing there talking to my mind. Finally, you know what I did? I just jumped off. And my mind was just screaming, what the hell did you do that for? That is the stupidest thing. Look at that. We got water in our nose. We got water in our eyes. It's just horrible. What are you doing? Now let's get dry and go back. You know, that's it. You jumped, that's it. You tried it. It wasn't fun. And I'm like, that's a thought. And turn around and jumped again. My mind is just thundering. It's mad at me. Stop it! This is stupid! I'm climbing out and I'm like, whoa, look at this. You even hurt your knee when you jump. This is the stupidest thing. Now let's stop this and go. I just say, this is a thought, and I jumped 16 times. At the end, I experienced a moment in my mind, just went complete silence. It's like, okay, she's gonna jump. no matter what I think. I experienced a moment of true freedom. I saw my habits of letting fear stop me. I understand that if I go back to the hotel room, if I go back to my house without jumping, depression will probably start to eat me up, although these are thoughts, I know. But this is what happened to me at that time. And I have, in a battle of will, I've won over my mind in that case. Not all the time. And I don't want to make this into a battle with my mind, because my mind is a good ally to me too, sometimes. I just have to call a spade by a spade. Call it for what it is. It's only a thought, and I'm the one who decides what to do with this thought. Keep it, get rid of it, think harder on it, don't think about it. I'm the one who decides. I'm not going to be run by my thoughts. So that's it. If you have any question, if anyone is watching and would like to ask questions, please go ahead. If not, do write in to the comments and I will answer them. Also, starting, most times I have a Sunday school. You can come and meet me in Los Angeles at the Funkmeyer Garden, Sunday 3 to 5. It's free. So you can check the Parallel University website. It looks like this, parallel.university. And you can see if there's classes going on. Not classes going on all the time, but we can meet and we can talk. And I appreciate if you look at this video and give it a try and give me some insight on what happens when you try the technique, so we can compare notes. If you come to me and you haven't tried it and you want to argue and talk about it, I'm not interested. If you've tried it and you tell me, well, this happened to me when I tried it, that's a conversation I like to have. Okay, so happy days.